I want to answer one or two questions about the church. And someone who's just started coming to our church, actually, she's a new Christian. She says you need some kind of enigma code, really, to try and figure out what the heck is going on when you come to churches. And living in the 21st century, and of course in the UK, with so many Norman churches built hundreds of years ago, I understand that. It appears like the church is just so far out of date for lots of reasons. Well, let me just try and answer a couple of things. Jesus mentioned the church once. He said, "Upon this rock, I'll build my church." And I think he was really talking about the rock of personal witness. And you might be surprised or not surprised, I don't know. But there are more Christians now in China than there are the population of our country. So there are about 65 million people in our country. There's in excess now of 100 million Chinese Christians. In fact, in the global south, if you go to Africa or Brazil, these kinds of places, Christianity is growing at an almost exponential rate. And with it, of course, the church. It's the most natural thing to want to join together with other people and, worship God and do weird and wonderful things that Christians like to do. Now, I know when you come to our country, Christianity is 2,000 years old here, and it feels very institutionalized. It feels, you may have lots of queries and questions about it and why it's like that. And I think what I'd say is persevere with the church. I probably more than anyone have as many problems with parts of the church as you might, and as many questions with the church as you might. But what I would say is it's meant to be, and it isn't always, it's meant to be a place of absolute acceptance. It's meant to be a place of discovery and learning. It's meant to be a place that you can come as you are. Not so long ago I was doing an evening service and I said, God isn't looking for moral, clean living, good people. And a girl came up to me afterwards. She said, "Can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." She said, "Well, you said God isn't looking for good, clean, moral people." She said, that isn't right. She said, "I don't know anything about Christianity," but she said, "I know that's not right." And I know just how profoundly subversive and shocking the gospel of Jesus is. You see, I don't know anything about anyone watching or who will be watching this, but it doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter who you are. Church is for you. God is for you. And primarily, the church is about Jesus. It isn't about itself. And I have to apologize many times when I look at the church in our country, it does feel lost in itself, arguing with itself, spending money on itself, doing all sorts of things, when really the church does not exist for itself, or it shouldn't. It exists really for only one reason, and that is to exist as one big signpost to the person of Jesus Christ. And it's filled with human beings, fragile, frail, broken human beings, just like you and me. So that's a bit about the church. Don't expect too much from it always. I know that it has all sorts of issues that you could take up with it. But I also want to say, at its best, the church is glorious. And try it out and see. So again, thank you for your time.